right, it's 2 p.m. It's Patrick Reed. You know, I'm coming to you on a really more of a personal level today, rather than a psychic project. There's some things up in the air with the psychic project, so. But today was a journey in unraveling one of the mysteries in my life. You know, my father died on February 18th, and I never understood exactly what happened. You know, I had this overwhelming feeling that something underhanded, a little dirty happened. And today I really uncovered that mystery. And I was going about it trying to understand, you know, if there was a gag order, am I in an investigation for something, why I hadn't been paid. And you know, so I had already went to the federal court looking for any outstanding court cases or any paperwork I could, what was on the docket. Nothing was in federal court. And I did that like a couple days ago. So I went to county court today and I looked under criminal, nothing under criminal outstanding, nothing under civil outstanding. But when I looked in family law, there was a case that I didn't put in there. Sorry, there was a case that I didn't bring about in family court. So the question was, how did this particular case get there? And it was, here's the kicker. It was dated February 8th. My dad died on February 18th. So, and it's for adult, and let me go over to it. It's for elderly and dependent abuse. And I believe I blogged about this right after it happened. So I want to give you a little background. When I came home from prison, there was just so much negativity going on in my dad's home. I wasn't sure. You know, I had told you that there were games going on in my dad's home and things I didn't understand. So here, one night, Mary Curry, my dad's wife, was cussing at my dad. And I said, that's not appropriate. You know, that was my thinking. I said, that's mistreatment. You're mistreating my dad. So I cursed at her. The same exact words she used with my dad, I used with her, so she could see how inappropriate her language was. And she got all upset, like I had done something to her. But she was abusing my father. You know, with this cussing. And I remember she acting upset and storming out and leaving that night. I actually talked to a probation officer that night, Erin. I won't say her last name, and I gave her exactly feedback on what happened, what occurred, and I let her know everything that went on about this particular incident. How I felt justified in that. And it seems like a couple of days later, after that incident, she puts this restraining order in effect. This is when my father kicked me out, and when I started blogging about being homeless the first time. So here's my dad caught in the middle, stressed out because this is what I remember happening. She was upset that I wouldn't apologize to her. This was the reason. She was upset that I wouldn't apologize to her, and I told her I don't feel the need to apologize to you. You know, you were mistreating my father. You can't see that? I remember saying to the probation officer at the time, I said to myself, and the probation officer happens to be a family friend, that that she needed to. If I could have backed up and maybe did it differently, I might have did it differently. But I think I got my point across. You know, that you were mistreating, but she, in order to win, she was playing a game. She went to court and filed this restraining order, a restraining order she never told me about. She never told me. My father never told me about it either. He just asked me to leave, and I respected my father, and I left. Of course, a few days later, my dad is dead from a heart attack. It's clear as day. It's clear as day. The game that Mary Curry was playing to be right, to feel justified in her action, to go to court, file a temporary restraining order, and have me removed from the heart, caused my dad so much unnecessary stress. He had a heart attack and died 10 days later. I had been thinking it was the church was gaming him, or the government had something to do with it. It was simply his wife wanting to be right. Oh, and so here's how important this restraining order was. Okay, so this restraining order, when it came to court, she never appeared, and she never gave me any. They're supposed to serve me. I never got served with anything about this restraining order. So I'm sure they sent something to that home. She never gave it to me. Never gave any of this. Never gave me any of this, and I'm sure that the address listed for me was at this address. Never gave me any of this information. And she was a no appearance at it. This court date happened on March 5th. So, during the whole funeral process, she wanted to be buddies. You know what I'm saying? Hug me. She's supposed to be a fear of me. And the whole time she's hiding this restraining order. It's just more reason to understand that the games that people play have unintended consequences. This additional stress on my father killed my father. Point blank. It killed my father. He died of a heart attack. I mean, what is going on with this world that they think that games are okay? I've been in prison and I've seen games destroy lives. I've been outside of prison and now I'm still seeing games destroy lives. What is it with games? Having to be right, having to win. That's what it really comes down to. I've got to win. I've got to be right. I've got to win. No, man. Sometimes you back up the bus and you say, man, maybe I did it wrong. I just. And here, look. When I first read this, I said to myself, man, I got to get her out of the house. This is my dad's house. I'm gonna follow. You know what? I don't have to win. I don't have to win. I know the truth. I don't have to win. She can just go her way. Her and the whole Curry clan can go their way. I know the truth now. Where they say the truth will set you free. Well, that's one of them. That's one of them. So that's why I'm jumping on. I was gonna do a podcast and all this. I just don't feel like restarting that whole machine up again. I'm just gonna do this Facebook Live from right here, and just, that's it. I just wanted to say, a mystery in my life has been solved. I still don't know why I'm not getting paid. I still don't know if there's a gag order or something out there. And by the way, my other half, my actor, told me there was something in family court like a week or so ago, a couple weeks ago, and I just didn't follow up on it. I went. Oh no, that day I followed up with it and I went to federal court. I was like, what could possibly be in family court? And lo and behold, and also my divorce judgment from my first wife is in there. Oversold though. So, man, it's just nuts, man. It's just nuts, man. Just sometimes, man, just be okay with not winning, man. Just not winning. Just accept the fact that maybe your ego can let things go. You know, just accept that fact. I don't want anything. To all the gamers out there, whatever. I don't want anything to happen to the Currys. I just don't want anything to do with it. I don't want any retribution, revenge, none of that. I got the truth and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Granted, I got out and had about a month with my dad. You know, after all those years being away, I had about a month with him. That's kind of sucks. I'm alright. I'm not gonna cry on you today. Now, but the other thing is, I still don't know why I'm not getting paid, right? I looked at the podcast, and I think I wiped it all out, but I still found it active on iTunes. And man, if all those numbers are right, you know, the 70 million views and 70, you know, everything she tells me in the side, that's a very expensive podcast. Why am I still in a tent? You know, I don't understand it. I don't understand that at all. You know? And been in a tent. I actually jumped in the river. It's hella cold in the river. Trying to do the bath thing. I was like, okay, let me try to take a bath in the river. One, you don't really want to take a bath in the river because you don't want to get naked all in front of everybody, right? So, you know, but it was hella cold anyway, so. So back to the podcast, hella expensive. I don't know why it's on iTunes. I tried to get, sent off something on support to Anchor FM, try to get that resolved. My understanding now is that Facebook had a bid up. That's what she told me, and I guess, like I said, if Facebook bought the brand, they definitely get the content. You know, I'm a man that does things that are, you know, I just try to do it the right way. You know, content is the brand in social media. So I'm not going to divorce that. She told me that, you know, we got some Google things in play. I'm all about that. You know, I'm all about DNA testing. And I was even under the impression, I was thinking to myself, you know, DNA testing wouldn't have to test everybody off the bat. We could probably test in five different regions, you know, and get a good sample of the population and then extrapolate from there. You know what I mean? You know, a statistician would have to, you know, probably be a better thing, but a better person to give us a better understanding of the fundamentals of how we will make get that sampling. But you know, get 5 different test markets, randomize the zip codes, different economic and demographic areas within this city, and then we could at least have the foundation before we roll the whole country, right? So anyways, that like I said, that's my next thing. You know, my next big thing is try to get some analytics from DNA sampling. That's really, really a big thing with me. Other than that, man, I'm just trying to get out of this tent, man. Just trying to get out of this tent so I can get to the next thing. I don't know. I don't know where else to go. I don't know what other court case to go, what other courthouse to go to. I've done my due diligence. All right, it's 2:15. I think 15 minutes is good enough. We're almost 2:15. I'll give you an update. I had this idea, but I don't think nothing's gonna restart. I thought even about doing some personal stuff, but I'm not even gonna do any personal stuff. Just whatever is on the social media front is all personal. I'm just not gonna do any business until something comes back. And iTunes, you have my content up there. You know, you need to either come talk to me or you need to take it down.
I'll take both my way.